The Bulldozer Rampage of 2004. Aggrieved, angry, and lost at the hands of justice, Marvin Heemeyer was a resident of Granby, Colorado, who decided to take the law into his own hands and turn the wheels of his bulldozer rather than the wheels of justice. In today's video, we will be discussing how Marvin Heemeyer transformed his commercial bulldozer into a rampage destruction machine and cost the city around $7 million worth of loss. This is a story dating back to 2004, when Marvin Heemeyer lost a case against the local zoning commission related to construction of a concrete plant. Since the plant was to be built on land right next to Marvin's shop of mufflers, he petitioned to the local commission to rezone the concrete plant. However, the request was denied multiple times. The turning point of these events came early in 2003, when Marvin was fed up with his continuous denial of his requests. It was then that he decided to take matters into his own hands and fight back rigorously and angrily. Early history. In 1992, Mr. Heemeyer decided to sell his land over which his welding shop was built to a company in the business of concrete. However, both parties could not come to an easy agreement because of price disagreements. Later, the land was sold, and in 2001, the city of Colorado approved the construction plan of a concrete plant on the land which Heemeyer sold. Aggrieved of his decision, Marvin petitioned the city to relocate the plant, but all efforts went in vain. He argued that he had used this land to reach his shop for well over 9 years. The city disagreed, and Marvin lost his case. Later, in 2003, Marvin bought a bulldozer with the intention of creating a new short pathway to his shop. Although the intention was clear, Marvin could not let go of his grievance, and one day decided to modify his bulldozer into a destructive mammoth. The Bulldozer. Nicknamed as the Bulldozer, Marvin originally bought a Komatsu D355A bulldozer. Due to the extravagant repairs and modification that Mr. Heemeyer put into the bulldozer, it became an extraordinary weapon. The bulldozer started off completely stock. He made no changes to the engine or any other mechanical parts. However, the cabin and exterior of the bulldozer were something astonishing. Marvin started off his modification work by adding armor to the bulldozer, making it stronger and rugged. Using heavy sheets of steel, he created large armor plates and poured concrete between them to give reinforcement. These plates were massive and covered almost every part of the dozer, from the cabin to the engine compartment. Due to the DIY massive armor plates, there was little to no visibility for the bulldozer operator himself. To overcome this hiccup, Marvin used his intelligent mind and installed video cameras on the exterior of the bulldozer. These cameras were directly linked to 2 monitors in the dozer cabin, giving him a real-time view of what was happening in the bulldozer's surroundings. The cameras were then covered and protected behind a 3-inch bulletproof plastic sheet. At this point, it is evident that Marvin's goal of creating the ultimate destruction machine was set in stone. He left no discrepancy behind. To add to his comfort, Marvin Heemeyer also installed fans and an air conditioner in the bulldozer's cabin to keep himself cool while he goes on his revenge against the city of Colorado. Although his bulldozer was modified enough for mass destruction, Marvin did not find satisfaction just yet. He installed 3 firearms in the bulldozer: one .50 caliber rifle, a .308 semi-automatic rifle, and a .22 long rifle. This marked the completion of his infamous Bulldozer, the Rampage. All that was left was for Marvin to plan the day and let the city know what's coming to it. On the 4th of June in 2004, Marvin Heemeyer took his bulldozer for a run and drove it to Granby, back to his land. His first target was the concrete plant. He plowed through the plant, crushing it into rubble. Secondly, he targeted the town hall, a newspaper office, the house of a former judge's widow, and several other homes. The Bulldozer proved to be an excellent companion through his rampage against the city. Law enforcement authorities fired multiple rounds at the Killdozer, attempting to stop it, but it proved to be resistant to all the bullets and explosives. The Rampage attack on the town of Granby lasted for an astonishing 2 hours and 7 minutes. The Killdozer was indestructible, and as soon as the government realized this, the governor alerted the National Guard to prepare Apache helicopters and anti-tank missiles to be fired at the Killdozer in order to stop the continuous damage being done to people's homes, businesses, and the property of the city. The ironic part was that despite being equipped with immense destructive powers, the Killdozer got stuck in the foundations of a hardware store, namely Gamble's hardware store. This was the opportunity for the law enforcement authorities to bring Marvin Heemeyer out of his Killdozer and arrest him on a long list of criminal charges he had accumulated due to his actions. The effect of the Rampage. The Killdozer in total did almost $7 million in property damage to the city. However, the silver lining was that no casualties were reported. The credit for this was given largely to the city's quick response to this danger, and a reverse 911 call was given to all residents to clear the way and find shelter somewhere safe before irreparable loss occurred. The end of Marvin Heemeyer. Marvin Heemeyer was clearly a complicated man. His motivation behind his actions were later discovered through notes and audio tapes found in his home. In one note, he mentioned, "I was always willing to be reasonable, until I had to be unreasonable. Sometimes, reasonable men must do unreasonable things." His mental state was clear that he was still aggrieved about his lost land, which ultimately led to his business taking the hit and being shut down. The Killdozer's end. Soon after this rampage, many people started taking interest and considered Marvin Heemeyer a hero for coming out against the city's injustice. The fans showed interest in the Killdozer and its parts, but the city decided to take apart the Killdozer and sell its parts in scrap before it became a piece of fascination. The Killdozer Rampage of 2004 was widely reported through the media, and many people came out in support of Marvin Heemeyer. Did you find the details of the Killdozer Rampage mind-boggling? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching.